Hi, I'm Karina. I'm an MSW intern here at CAPS. How are you today?
Good, thank you. I'm Leah already.
Yeah, it's very nice to meet you. Before we begin, I just want to let you know that everything that we talk about here is confidential. I'm not going to talk, to anyone about it. The only times that I would need to talk to someone would be if you were going to hurt yourself or you were going to hurt others. And talking about that, how do you feel about
About
any of those two topics?
um, I feel okay. I understand. And currently, I don't have any issues with that or any like ideas or plans or anything.
Okay. Have you ever?
No plans. Maybe a thought of why do I exist, but not recently. I guess that was more in the past, but not currently.
So what brings you in?
Oh, where to start? So I recently lost my job and I had a relapse and my girlfriend's
And by relapse.
so I used to use cocaine quite a bit in the past and with all this stress, relapsed and I used again in years. It sucks.
You're going through a lot.
Yes.
How are you coping?
It's hard. It's hard to I cope by using. That's what I did. I don't have currently anything that I'm doing that's probably helpful or healthy.
Mm.
So
But you're here.
yeah.
That's a really big step. I commend you for that. And thank you for taking the time, with me to share something that's so private.
It's hard. It took a lot to come here and talk to you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So you mentioned three things. You mentioned your girlfriend's pregnancy. You mentioned abusing again. And what was the other thing?
I recently lost my job.
And you lost your job. Wow. So if you were to, if you want to talk about one thing in particular, that way you feel like you got something, out of the session, that would probably be more beneficial than trying to address all three topics. If I were to give you a scale of 1 to 10, actually, why not grab a piece of paper and a pencil, and you can sort of show me like what you find would be most most helpful to work on. Do you mind if I do that?
No, that's
Okay. So here's a piece of paper, and so this one is for your girlfriend's pregnancy, and then this scale is for the work, and or loss of work, and then this one is for your what do you call it? Your cocaine, your substance abuse, right? Um, so if you were to put a line just somewhere, like which one would you like to work on the most, that might work a little bit easier.
So like as in 1 being I don't want to talk about it and 10 I'd like to talk about
Yes.
it. Okay. So it's hard to choose because that's a lot. But I feel like here the cocaine use, the relapse is probably the most pertinent because I do not want to get back into that habit. I can help it. And so I think that would probably be the best.
Okay. Yeah.
And this, because I have a really good relationship with her.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking, up until now, but we have just a good support. So I would say gauge it like that.
Okay. So you identified that you want to work on cocaine, and then maybe touch a little bit of your loss of work. And it sounds like you've got your girlfriend's pregnancy under control.
I think if I were to get these two things, the cocaine use and the work, under control, but I think that everything will be better with the pregnancy.
Yeah. Well, that is something I really have to commend you for coming in and wanting to talk about that because a lot of people don't. That's just like a coping skill that they use, and instead of wanting to hide in it, you're actually wanting to address it and confront it, and that takes so much strength. So, I thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what made you get to that point where where you decided to use it?
Well, it actually happened all one day. I came home from work, and then for some reason I got a call, and they said that they were going to have to lay me off because there's not enough work and income for that business.
Mm-hmm.
And then my girlfriend also had come home right after that and said, well, hey, guess what? I'm pregnant. And so I think with everything going on, that's when I kind of was like, I didn't know how else to deal with it. So I found a buddy, a past buddy that I had known that I used with, and he was there and available for me. That was like, okay,
So the easiness of him.
the convenience.
Mm-hmm.
It's like him being around and being able to provide that to me. I know probably not the healthiest, but it's like I didn't have anything else I thought I could turn to.
So how long had you gone without using?
2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
What kept you from?
Well, up until then, I had steady employment. I was working at this small business, and I was just, worked in the back, kind of stocking and stuff like that. But it was something. It was a job, and it was keeping me afloat. I had my girlfriend, which was good. And so I went a long time. I had attended NA meetings before, and that's what helped me get on the track in sobriety. And so I feel like I'm just like in a crisis right now.
Because there's so much.
So much, yeah. So, yeah.
So what do you think would help you get back to the stableness that you had with your girlfriend? It sounds like you still have that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hard question to answer because I wish I knew an easy and quick thing to just be like, I'm done, I don't want any part of that. But it's hard at the same time because it's so convenient and I don't want to do it though. So I'm kind of, debating. So I need something else to occupy my time, of course I need to look for work. So that's, even though I'm laid off, doesn't mean I'm not going to be guaranteed to have that job. Gotta find something else, especially with a child,
That makes things a little bit more stressful.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So it sounded like you were going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
What would get you to maybe move to more the positive side? Mm-hmm.
Probably finding that job and maybe with using something that was more healthy, maybe not a drug, but maybe another activity. I don't know. See, that's where I'm stuck again.
Well, it's scary when you don't have a job and that commitment, especially when you're wanting to provide for your girlfriend too and a baby coming. Have you looked anywhere or done any job searching or?
Not since it happened. I think I've just been in this slump. I haven't even found a motivation to,
Well, it's a lot to take in, and sometimes when there's that much, you have to allow yourself to feel those feelings. But then once you allow yourself to feel those feelings, then you can go, oh, okay, now how can I move to the next level?
That makes sense, doesn't it?